We're just now at the halfway point to the bridge, I think. And in the distance, yeah, there it is. The power plant of destiny, or coal. Really love the trees. Now you can see, just like almost endlessly see, until you get up to the hammock, essentially, which is probably I don't know how far that is. We're walking there today, though. Hey, not that way. That goes to the canal and the camping ground. There's a little camping spot here. It's pretty cool. I've walked there in the middle of July and tried to camp. It was very miserable. But it's a nice little camp spot. Even has porta-john. It's pretty cool. Handicap accessible. Anyways. You can find blueberries along the side of the trail here, but it's just not like split oak, and I don't know why. I've never found a serious blueberry patch. There's some saw palm berries that are growing. Never found a serious berry patch here. I've maybe plucked three blueberries and one huckleberry. I've been coming here for years, so that's... This is a regional park, so as long as you have a permit, and I think get some sort of permission or pay something, I don't know, it's not a lot, but you pay some money, and you can come here and hunt, camp, drive your car around, whatever. Some people had the key a couple years ago, and they just would come back here and drive around, and quite often I'd be out here with Lydia and have to worry about a car coming by and get her back on the leash. There's no one here. There's no need to have her on a leash, really. Except for, you know, it's a little dangerous. You know, we're out in the wild, but risk. Anyways, so, yeah, occasionally there's cars rolling through here. Not like cruising, but, yeah, had to scoop up Lydia and act surprised. I asked one couple how they got back here, and they just looked at me and we made a copy of the key. It's like, holy crap. What? I think with the new gate that got implemented, that they fixed that though. Put a new padlock on it. But all you got to do is buy the permit to go camping or whatever here. You get the key sent to you or something, make a copy of it that day. Bada boom, bada bing. Unless the guy lets you in. I don't think he lets you in, because then he'd have to let you out. And it's not like he lives around here that I know of. He or she. Yeah, the lighting sucks today, but oh well. What can you do about the clouds? What are you on to? In August and July, this whole thing starts to flood out. It's kind of pretty. I like walking through it occasionally. Not often, because, like, it's pretty, but I always get bit up by fire ants, because there's always fire ants floating around in the water and whatnot, or It's also dangerous, too dangerous for Lydia usually, because there might be gators around, so don't usually bring her to the park when it's like that, or if I do, we stick to the trails. But I mean, you can see that there's plenty of opportunity to go off into the palm here, the saw palm, and take a look around and see the little tiny hills of Florida. There's small little sand hill bumps on the ground where it's a foot higher elevation. Something you get with like Pine Flats is like the spread of the land, you know, the distance, you know, you can see for a long time. You don't really get to appreciate the volume of the space very much. Being in the redwoods, or not even the redwoods, but like in the mountains, you know, and seeing the canyons, it's like, oh my gosh, look at all this space. It's just like filled with mountain and then land on top of it still, you know. Florida is almost basic in a way, but it really isn't. It has so much diversity here. We're almost to the river, guys. You can always skip to the part, you know, where we get to the river if you're bored. Vulture flying around. There's a trail over this way. It's the White Trail. I've never fully taken it because it floods out. It floods out too. Or it's just never cut. And that's fine too. You know, I really gonna let something grow over, it's fine. But the trail's marked, and taking a little break. A fire. I think they mainly did this section that way towards the front, and the intensity, you could tell, just started dying out on these trees. Some of them aren't burned, especially over that way. So they really just wanted this first Pine Flats area cleared. This is This is my water. This is the beginning of that trail I was talking about. Looks a bit more cleared these days, but better get here before July. This place just becomes like almost a little river in July. Not the trail so much, that become huge little puddles and lakes. That water we just got, it's barely flowing through here. I'll check out the river. Yeah, there was another tree. That one right there. It was completely annihilated by the fire. And I remember that was a live and thriving tree. There was nothing wrong with it. Someone just decided, possibly someone, or the fire itself just decided to toast that tree to the point where it snapped in half. And when I came back to the park and saw that, I was just shocked. There's a lot of heavy burned trees over here, though. They seem to mainly have survived. And there's a pine, a couple pines they didn't burn in the distance, so it didn't penetrate into the wet hammock over here. Cypress hammock. It's got red maple, I think bald cypress. Not a cypress, actually. Pine, probably slash and longleaf mix, but not a lot. Probably some pond pine too. So red maple, little baby red maple. Lydia is so courageous. And I am so worried that it's kind of flooded in there. Gators, I don't know, you know? So, hey! Wait for me! It doesn't look too bad in there, actually. I've seen it flooded. It's fun. I feel like a kid when I come here and it's flooded. Get to play, construct the dam or break the dam or all kinds of stupid little kid shit to pass the time. December's a good time for that. Not as many bugs out. And it's pretty heavy in the rain at points. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Like I said, we've got rain every single day for the past 20 days, just about. And this trail is pretty dry. It is lovely, though. Dry or wet. It's very dry. There's usually like a puddle of water there. Well, depending on the time of the year, of course. Not right now. Usually floods in like July, early August, and parts of December. You hot? Yeah, go ahead, take a break. It's a really nice place to hang out until the mosquitoes come. It is bone dry though. Check out that high flow on the river. Wow. That river is not dry, let me tell you. That is full. I'm not letting Sean near that. You see how black Florida rivers are? Show you. Hey, hey, hey! Catch a nice reflection from up top, but it's like a black mirror. This is the Econlockhatchee River. This flows north, I believe, into the St. Johns River, which flows south. And that flows pretty much right on into the Okeechobee area, which they use for all kinds of agriculture. So essentially this is gonna go to agriculture. And of course all the fish and aquatic life that are enjoying it at the current moment. I want to get in, but like this stuff is dark. Florida water is known to have gators in every, body of water. So it's just not, smart. If you're in a group of people, you can pull it off. Like, I have friends who are in the Boy Scouts here. They grew up in the Boy Scouts here, and they had no problem swimming in the rivers as long as you're doing it in a group. Say they won't mess with you. You okay? You okay? This is usually about as far as we go into the park because it takes so long just to get here. About an hour. There's so much more to the park though. It's a shame. I have gone further, just not often. Yeah, I'm not a cypress expert, so I'm gonna zoom in. And I know the lighting's bad, but maybe someone will know if that's bald cypress or not, or... Something about pointing up, I don't know, I don't remember. It's cypress. They're not too old. They may look very large and tall, but those are the oldest around. Most of them got torn down. This is a very young forest, believe it or not. Look, evidence. that was probably a decent old cypress. But I mean, turning cypress into pitch for turpentine or turpentine, whatever, that was a pretty easy cash crop, and that was people's way of life. The lighting is so much better this way. You can see where some of these were cut and left to regrow, if they could. A lot of trees are growing right out of the stumps. It's kind of funny, but they're very young. I'd want to say 30 tops, maybe 40, 50 for the old ones that they kind of left behind. I think couldn't tell you how old those cypress were though. I know red maple grows pretty fast. Oak doesn't grow all that fast, you know. So to get massive, you can kind of look at the oak trees and see what they're doing. Sorry if that doesn't make a lot of sense to you. Hey, don't get lost. I'm not sure if they actually figured out the use for these nodules, but the theory is it's used when it floods to help for better oxygen flow. They can get quite big though, these things. And as you can see, very numerous. One of these trees I noticed was a red maple and a cypress growing together, and I don't know if I passed it. I think I might have passed it. It's one of my favorite trees here. It's hilarious. Well, this is a red maple and something else. This might be it though. Yeah, these are two trees, two different trees. Friends forever! Alright, that was a nice cool down too. It's probably like 70 degrees in here instead of the blazing 85 to 89, I bet. There's a mushroom. But there are some mushrooms. Yeah, another. Mushrooms. Come. Come. You're gonna get lost over there. Alright, I've let this go on long enough, and I'm just going back on the same trail. Here's another mushroom. So I'm gonna head out, guys. Peace.